It's not easy coming into a new country, starting your life in a different place, far away from home, far away from what you have known, far away from your cultural practices, far away from your belief. It's not an easy journey. It's not an easy thing. Being pregnant with my daughter when I was here, it was really hard because you have to be the ones to do things yourself. You don't have people doing things around you. You don't even have apart from your husband or maybe your relative or your friend. You don't ever have someone asking you, "Oh, Mama, how are you? Are you okay?" Like those kind of things. Back home you can just be like, you can just be in your house and your neighbor is like cooking this kind of jollof rice that is just entering your mouth. What you have to do is you just knock, and well, everybody knows like pregnant women, they'll just give you, just put food for you. But here, even if you're perceiving anything, you just have to hold yourself. Like me, when I'm pregnant, I do my cooking myself. I don't know, I have this kind of energy about cooking when I'm pregnant. I can basically stand all day cooking what I will eat. So what I was doing then was, if I just have some particular cravings, like if I have something I want to eat, I'll just go into the kitchen and I'll make it. And having a toddler while being pregnant, no one to take care of the child for you. You don't just like, let me drop this child here. Always with that child, 24/7. It's difficult when the child hasn't started school. So you just basically have to revolve, do your routine around your toddler. The positive side of being pregnant in the UK, like for me, was I had to like work out, go for walks, go to the park with my child. Compared to back home, I remember when I was pregnant back home, I was always at home. If I'm not going to work, I'll just be at home. That zeal of, okay, let me just take a walk, let me just walk and just exercise my bones, exercise my pelvis and all that. It was really what helps me in this country as I was pregnant as at that time. The positive side of it is just the independence of it. You will do some things that on a normal day you know that, oh my god, you ask yourself, am I the one that did this? Like to just be like, can I even do this? I can't remember the last time I did this kind of thing. So that is it, because back home you depend on people. You have family, you have everything you want to have. But over here, you just have you and your family, you and your husband. We talk about the cultural differences in motherhood. Compared, like comparing it to where I'm coming from back home, which is Nigeria. Yeah, how motherhood is viewed, like practically how we do motherhood from where we grew up from. Well, coming from Nigeria, we know that motherhood is just something that is perceived like a communal, like something. It takes a village to raise a child back home. But here, it just takes you and your husband to raise your child. Nobody cares about you. Everybody just minds their business. I mean, coming here, seeing the way things, people are just so focused on their own business, not putting mouth in other people's business. And I'm like, oh, really? So that's just what it is. Setting norms, discipline, routine, community involvement. Like I said before, when I had my second child, community involvement was something I didn't have because I was just coming to the country recently at that time. So I didn't have that community. The discipline aspect of it, we all know where we're coming from. The way they discipline kids back home is different from how they discipline kids here. So you really need to be very careful about how you discipline your child. You need to be present in your child's life. You need to um, partake in your child's, like be involved in whatever they're doing. Childcare was really like something difficult here when I got here first. You need to work with the structure. You need to have a routine, like you have to position your child whereby, okay, this time around this is what we are going to do. This time around this is what we are going to do. Like when you have a routine, it will also help control some kind of problems from your child. So the child knows basically this is at this time, this is what you're supposed to be doing at this time. And we talk about the food, the language. Well, we all speak English, but then accent is different. Their food, I didn't really have much taste of their food when I came because I could prepare my own food by myself, and also like African shops close by where I can just like pop in and just get some of my commodity things and just prepare. So the food aspect wasn't really a problem. The emotional side of it has to do with missing home, missing your family, missing your support system. It's not easy coming into a new country, starting your life in a different place, far away from home, far away from what you have known, far away from your cultural practices, far away from your belief. It's not an easy journey. It's not an easy thing. Sometimes you feel down, sometimes you just cry, sometimes you feel stressed because there is no support, there is no help from your husband. Be like, oh, this is really what I'm missing about. Nigeria, we're just like we support ourselves. I can say yes, that's just a good way to put it. We support ourselves. There's no dull moment. There's no time for you to just be like, oh, I'm feeling sad. Even if you're feeling sad, you have your neighbor will just be blasting music or just be, oh, what's up, how far, like that kind of a thing. That sense of community is there back home. But over here, just you and yours alone. So that really affected me. The loneliness aspect of it, my dear, is just something I can't even explain. Everywhere is just so quiet. You're just indoors, just in your house, counting the ceilings. Teach your children about your faith because in this country, they're not too religious like Nigeria, where we are coming from. So it's left for parents to be the ones to build your child's faith. If you want to encourage your family in the religious aspect of life, then it boils down on the parent child. Take their child's faith journey seriously. Like I and my husband, what we decided was that let's put our kids in the way of the Lord in terms of take them to church, participate in church activities. Not when you go to church, you're doing something else, you're playing. When you go to church, you sit down, you listen. Back home, we do prayers like every night we sleep. We must read our Bible. We must say the prayer in the night. To the extent that even now, like the kids, sometimes you're just like when you finish doing the whole night routine and all that, you just be like, oh my god, I'm so tired. My son will tell you, mommy, you've not read the Bible. Mommy, and even if you want to shut everything out, that particular one, you just be like, no, we're going to read the Bible now. Even if he's saying a short prayer. By doing that, it gives his kids the sense of, oh, even though I'm tired or oh, I don't feel like doing it, there's one thing I should always do, which is say my prayers and also read the Bible. So we just try as much as possible to like bring up our kids in the way of the Lord because in this society, if you don't train your child, the community will train them. So the best training you give your child is the one you give them in the house. So that even if they go outside, they're not easily swayed by what is happening around them. They have that focus, they have that belief that, oh, this is the right thing to do, this is not the right thing to do. Community. It takes a lot to build the community. A foreign country where people are just like, oh, this person might want something from me. It's very difficult to have a community, but then when you have one, you see that you won't forget home, but then it will give you that sense of home because you just have the same group of people with the same ideology, with the same values together. It's easier. You feel more at home compared to when you're just your. What motherhood have taught me in the diaspora. Well, it has really taught me a lot because there's some things I did back then. I was like, oh, so I could do this. I didn't believe that I had this strength in me. I didn't believe that, oh, so many things that I could do at that time. Because here is going to bring you out. Here is going to unleash the potential that you feel you didn't have. Here is going to give you that strength that you need. Here is going to make you like you just be like, oh, so actually, like when you look back on your journey, you'll be like, oh, so this was what I was going through at that time. It's just the more you walk the journey, the more you look back, the more you just be like, oh, so this was just this, oh, so this is how I did it. Oh, I didn't believe I could be able to do it. So My views about it, my advice is take it one step at a time. And when you look back, you ask yourself, oh, so I really did this. Oh, so this was just how it is. Being in a different culture can just be like a gift. Yes, it can also be a gift. It can also be a gift depending on how you want it to be for you. And what I mean by that is it will give you a sense of two countries that you won't, if you want to do comparison, yes, there will be pros and there will be cons. You get, like, you just be like, oh, I've tasted life here and I've tasted life here. So I think this one is much better, or this one is much better. And it will just give your kids that sense of belonging in two places, bringing down your cultural aspects of where you're coming from in your home, where you teach your kids, this is where we are coming from, this is how we do it back home, but this is how it's been done here. So you also give your kids that sense of, oh, so here is done like this, here is done that way. So it can also be a gift depending on how you want to see it. But I have chosen it to be a gift, and be a gift to you, it can just be anything you want it to be, but just know that at the end of it all, you look back and you be like, oh, I'm really proud of myself. Oh, so this is what I was able to achieve at this moment in my life. That is basically what I'm just trying to share, my experience and all that. Come to the end of this video. Thank you, my viewers. Thank you, my returning subscribers. For those that are still going to subscribe, you can also share your journey in the comment section. You can also share how it felt like doing motherhood in the diaspora, what it was for you, what you learned about it, like your experiences, your advice. I will appreciate if you share it in the comment section. Just encourage people to know that at the end of the tunnel that there is light. To make people know that even if you feel you can't do it now, you should just take it one step at a time, and with time you're just going to get a hang of it. Finally come to the end of this video. Thank you guys for watching. To my returning subscribers, thank you guys so much for your support. Thank you for sharing, for liking my video. And I also recommend that if you're watching my video and you've not subscribed, kindly do so.